Welcome to Change Your Story, the podcast that helps women build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life from the inside out.
I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. I'm a personal trainer, nutrition educator, and mindset mentor, and I am here to help you feel strong, confident, and free in your body. Not by starving, shrinking, or punishing yourself, but by training with a purpose, eating with a purpose, and having faith through the process so you can change the way you see yourself forever. Inside this podcast, we break free from diet culture, perfectionism, and all the stories that have held you back. We rewrite the new ones rooted in truth, strength, and self-love. You will hear real talk, faith-fueled encouragement, proven fitness and nutrition strategies, and the mindset tools you need to stay consistent, stay focused, and believe in yourself again. If you are ready to stop starting over, build a life you love, and finally change your story, you are in the right place. Let's build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life. Let's rewrite your story. What is up, my Change Your Story listeners? Before we get into the episode today, I have to tell you about something I'm so excited about in the Fit Club. I have created Fit Fuel School, our nutrition school inside the app, to teach you exactly how to understand and align with your body's natural laws, which we're going to talk about today. Because the more you understand how your body actually works, the more effortless your results become. I want to remind you that this course, I used to charge $800 for people to take. It was called Macros to Muscle. But now I have included everything, the entire thing, Nutrition 101, inside the Fit Club app for free for all members. All right. Now, there are some courses that are extra in there, but the stuff that you really need to understand is free if you are a member inside the Fit Club app. All right. So again, if you are not a member, you get your first 7 days for free. So you can log in, have a little peek around, learn some of this stuff. And I can guarantee you're going to want to stay because this is really going to help your relationship with food and ultimately your relationship with your body. So if you are ready to stop guessing and start aligning, everything I'm talking about today, you'll learn how to apply it step by step inside the Fit Club. You can find the link in the show notes below. So let's dive into our show today that I'm absolutely so excited to talk about. So today we're really going to be talking about that your body actually follows these natural universal laws. Okay, everything in the universe is run by laws. So once we learn this and learn these laws, we will stop chasing results and we'll actually learn how to be in alignment with the laws that create the results that we want. The universe operates on unbreakable laws, okay? Gravity, I'm sure you've heard of it. If you jump off a building, you're going to hit the ground. The law of vibration, you attract your frequency no matter what. The law of attraction means you attract what you think about, you attract what you are, not what you want. The law of polarity, for every positive, there is a negative. Everything in the universe has an opposite. The law of sowing and reaping, or also known as cause and effect. And then we also have the law of rhythm, okay? Seasons, day, night. These laws are not random, they create order. If these laws ever stopped working, our world would fall apart. And the same, ladies, is true for your body. It operates under its own set of natural, biological laws. So when you align with them, everything flows. When you fight them, everything feels hard. The law of energy balance always works, but your belief system, okay, this is key, your belief system decides whether it works for you or against you. And here's where I got excited because I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about the universal laws and how to work with them. Because whatever your belief systems are, if you believe in God, if you believe in the universe, if you believe in science, this is a mixture of everything. If there is a creator, God, He's put these universal laws to hold our universe together, right? God forbid we didn't get daytime one time because the laws went out of order. Everything obeys laws. The seasons obey the laws, and we reap the rewards of those laws being obeyed. And so our body works the same. We have a rhythm. And so when I was learning about this, I thought, holy shit, oh my gosh, our body works on these laws. And I was thinking, about the law of energy balance and how, the law of calories in, calories out, and how there's so much bullshit on the internet. And if you don't understand that this is a natural law, it works. Energy balance works. Now, whether you're in line with it or not is another thing. And so there's a few laws that our body is governed by, and I want to explain them today. But I want to quickly say, when I was learning about the laws, the law of attraction, and really like manifesting and prayer and all of these amazing things, and meditation and vibration and the law of polarity, it like literally came to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, our body has these same laws for getting the results that we want, for fat loss, for muscle building, for health, for harmony, for energy. There's actual laws. And so when we're not in alignment with these laws, guess what? We feel like shit. We feel like our body is not working. It's working against us. Our health is declining. Our self-esteem feels low. Our energy feels low. We just feel not ourselves. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're just out of alignment and you don't know how to get there, and you're working harder and you're dieting harder, and it just seems like you want to do this one thing, but at the end of the day, you shoot yourself in the foot. You do good all day and then you binge at night, or you do good all week and then you go off on the weekend, or you have so much willpower and you go good for 2 weeks and then you fall off and you're like, what is going on? Why does this feel so hard? It's because you are not in alignment with the natural laws, and you don't understand that there is a rhythm, that there is a law, and there is alignment. And once you get literally aligned with these laws and understand these laws, you can start to work with them based on the season that you are in, right? I'm sorry to say, if you go out in the winter in your bathing suit, you're going to freeze. It's not going to magically turn summer. And so we're in seasons in certain parts of our body, in certain parts of our life, that we have to recognize those, and then how can we work with them to get the result that we want. And so I just want to give you a little education segment here. Okay, so let your mind just picture this. Think about this, take notes if you need to. So the body's natural laws. Okay, so we have the law of energy balance. Ladies, this is also called the law of thermodynamics. This is the law of weight loss or weight gain. I don't want to say so much fat loss, but yes, you will lose fat. All right, that's the law of body composition. We'll talk about that after. So the law of energy balance states that energy in, energy out, you can't break it. You only obey it or you ignore it. And the results are a reflection of what you've chosen to do with this law. Now, if you eat more than you burn, your body stores it. If you burn more than you eat, your body releases it. Okay, you lose weight. If you eat the same amount as you move, you maintain it. All right? Deficits lead to fat loss. Surpluses lead to fat storage, not intentionally, because there's a way that we can do a surplus and it build muscle. But when we're not doing this intentionally, it leads to weight gain, excess fat gain. So the way that you create a deficit or a surplus matter. Sustainability over starvation. Okay, so I hope that kind of made sense for you. The law of energy balance, the law of thermodynamics, it works if you work with it and you know how to work with it. That's the thing. Then we have the law of nutrient balance. All right. This is really important because we have the law of energy, balance, which states that, in order to gain weight, we must eat more than we burn. In order to lose weight, we must eat more than we must burn more than we eat. All right. But then we have the law of nutrient balance. So, calories are made up of macronutrients. Macronutrients are made up of our food. So that is proteins, carbs, fats, and then we've got our micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals. So again, if we only focus on calories, cutting calories, the diets out there, there's tons of diets that cut out certain food groups. What this does is it leads to fatigue, it leads to cravings, it leads to hormonal issues, poor recovery. And so when this law is ignored, when we don't understand that our body needs all macronutrients, we don't cut them out, we need all of them and minerals, our body thrives. We have energy. So we have to honor this law, right? We can't just honor the law of cutting calories and eating super low calorie foods and chemical foods that say no calories, because we ignore the law of nutrients. And our body needs proteins, it needs carbs, and it needs fats. Again, inside the Fit Club app in the nutrition school, you learn all about this. I always talk about there's no good and bad food. Food is just energy. And now we want to make sure that we're choosing the energy that's more nutrient dense in order to help every cell in our body thrive. Then we have the law of progressive overload. Okay, this law states that the law of strength and muscle building. All right, so this means that in order to change your body or get toned, ladies, or shape your body, the body must be challenged beyond its current capacity. All right, it has to have something called stimulus. And without stimulus, the muscle can't tear and the muscle can't grow and get stronger. Thus, we don't build muscle, we don't get toned, we don't increase our metabolism. That's a whole other side of it. So, the law of progressive overload isn't only the demand in one workout, because let's say one workout could be challenge our muscle, but if we don't apply a progressive stimulus, meaning every time we work out, we try to find some way, whether that's through rep manipulation or sets or tempo or a different modality or shorter rest times or something applied to add progressive overload, there's no reason for the body to adapt and change. All right, then we have the law of consistency. Okay, the law of consistency, this is the law of repetition. All right, the body responds to what you do most often, not what you do occasionally. So inconsistency confuses your results. Consistency compounds your results. So the more you show up, it's like practice. The more you show up for something, the better you get. If you keep showing up for the bad habits, you keep reinstilling those bad habits. If you show up, even if it's a small change in the direction that you want to go in, like walking more, it compounds. It starts to build, and it has an effect in the rest of your life. Bad habits do the same thing. You start one bad habit, then you start another bad habit, and pretty soon your health is in chaos. All right, now there is the law of metabolic adaptation. I should have put this kind of right after fat loss. So some of you may say, Hannah, I've been eating very minimum, like in a deficit, and my body's not losing weight, so this law doesn't work. Well, that law is just showing it does work. You've just hit metabolic adaptation. So this law states that it's the law of protection and preservation. So that just means that when you're in a deficit for too long, your metabolism starts to slow down. You've probably lost muscle, which helps that metabolism slow down even more, and it conserves energy. All right, this is not broken, it's survival. Your body protects you, so you'll start being less active, stop moving as much, so your body learns to function on lower calories and burns less calories. Chronic dieting triggers this, okay? Strategic cycling heals this, all right? So what is strategic cycling? It's a deficit, a reverse, maintenance, build. That prevents it. No, understanding this rhythm, understanding these laws is going to help you get the results that you want. Now, respecting this law, again, is going to keep your metabolism healthy. All right, now let's go through the final law of the body. And so this is the law of recovery and rhythm. All right, the law of restoration and flow. And there's a few working points to this, and I'm not going to go too much into detail in all of them. I'm just going to generalize them for you, okay? So just like the universe has day and night, your body has effort and recovery, all right? And we have to respect those laws, Okay, so for women, our rhythm goes a little bit deeper than men because we have something called our circadian rhythm. It's our 24-hour clock, all right? So it's our daily sleep, our wake, our energy cycle. That's our circadian rhythm. Everything kind of goes towards that. But because we're women, we have something called our infradian rhythm. All right. It's our monthly menstrual cycle. We've got our follicular, our ovulatory, luteal, and menstrual phases. So each phase affects our metabolism, our energy, our hunger, and our training potential. All right. So it's really important to understand that while, the earth, the world has like day and night. It has seasons. Our body also does too. And so when our menstrual cycle is out of whack, that's saying that our rhythm is out of whack, that there's certain laws that we're not obeying. Maybe we're under eating. Maybe we're overstressed. Maybe we're, there's some things going on in our body, health conditions that it's saying, okay, something's not working. So when you have a regular menstrual cycle, whether you have bad cramps or not, that's a sign of health that you're getting your period. So that's a sign that your body is actually, your hormones and your infradian rhythm is actually in sync. So that's a good thing. All right. Then the body also has seasons when it comes to our transformation. And these seasons are really important to understand. Now, a lot of women live in a fat loss season or a weight loss season, and you never get out of it. And what I mean is you don't actually live in a deficit, because if you did, you'd lose the weight. You live in a binge phase. So it means you restrict, and then you binge, and then you go back to restricting and back to binging. And that's not even doing any of the deficit. You're not even in line with the law of energy. For a deficit, you're actually just in following the law of limited beliefs. Your belief system's warped, and so you are doing things in an addictive way, kind of like an addict, right? You go clean and sober, and then you go on binges, and clean and sober, and you go on binges, because without the internal transformation or understanding why you're doing what you're doing, it's really hard to make a change. All right. So we have fat loss, and that has to be done strategically. And that is done for a phase and only a certain period of time, depending who you are and your body weight and your goal. Then from the fat loss, we have to go into another phase, another method called reverse dieting. Now, this season is really important because it takes us from our fat loss phase and it brings us to our weight management phase, right? Because once you lose the weight, you're not going to keep the weight off unless you slowly introduce calories back in to get to maintenance, and you maintain your new weight for a certain amount of time so that it becomes your new metabolic set point. Okay, that's really important to understand. Once you've reverse dieted, you've lived there, you're living at this new body, amazing. You're at maintenance. So there's 3 phases. We did fat loss, we did reverse dieting into maintenance. Then we have the build phase, the build season. Now this is after you lost the fat and you reverse dieted to maintenance. Is there areas that you want to grow? Is there not even muscle? Is there strength you want to grow? Then this is when we would introduce a little bit more energy to our diet to be able to give us some more strength and to help with muscle growth. And then once we've put on the muscle in the areas that we want, because you can spot build muscle, you can't spot, oh gosh, I'm having a hard time talking. You can't spot reduce body fat, but you can spot build. You want to focus on your shoulders. You want to focus on your glutes. Well, your program will be designed for that. And then your nutrition will match that season. And you'll do that for a season until you're like, you know what? I've built something. Maybe I want to go into a cut a little bit to reveal what I've built. Then we'll go to fat loss and then reverse and then back to maintenance. And if you're good, you're good. You live there forever, girl. And then you're not having to track so much. You start eating intuitively because you know. So again, these are rhythms, all right? And if we ignore these rhythms, it causes burnout, it causes hormonal chaos and misalignment. So when we learn to flow with them, it creates ease, energy, sustainability. All right, ladies, like this is so important. And this was like such an aha moment for me. I know all this, but learning about the natural laws of the universe connected the dots. And I hope that it's connected the dots for you. I want to say this. You can't live in a binge restrict cycle for your whole life. You can't bloom there. You can't get the results there. You're just going to destroy your health there. You're going to destroy your self-esteem, your confidence. That's not the place that your body is built. Okay, it is a tool to reveal what you've built. So fat loss is just a tool. And we don't live there. It's just a season, just like summer. I know we want it to be summer 24/7, but there's certain seasons, and we have seasons for a reason, right? There's different seasons bring different things. And when we learn to be in alignment with that, it really creates peace and joy and balance. The physical laws always work. But whether they're going to work for or against you is dependent on your belief system. All right, ladies, it's really important because I've heard this so many times. Women say, dieting doesn't work for me. Deficits don't work. Tracking doesn't work. Cutting food out doesn't work. My body just doesn't do anything. But let me tell you, let me challenge you. That's not true. They do work. And they do work, and I can prove it to you because your belief system is creating resistance. So when you say dieting doesn't work for me, it creates resistance. Remember the law of attraction? You attract what you are and what you think about, not what you want. So if your belief system is this is not going to work for me, it doesn't matter how hard you try to chase, you're never going to have that because you don't believe that you are worthy of it or that you deserve it. So your behavior looks like this: belief, emotion, behavior, result. If you believe it won't work, your subconscious mind will act in ways to prove it. So you'll over restrict, okay? We all do that, deficit. Then we burn out, been there. Then we binge, yeah girl, it could be daily, this could be weekly, or this could be monthly. And then we quit. And then we say it didn't work. Yeah, actually, it just showed proof that it did. It showed proof that your belief system is the underlying force and you didn't believe it would work. So therefore, you made sure, your subconscious mind made sure that your behavior showed that it didn't work, right? So once you understand that, okay, they work, they just worked in the opposite way that I wanted them to. So we have to get our belief system in a line so that it's working in the direction that we want it to go in. Your subconscious mind always aligns with something and with some sort of belief system that you have. So we just want to make sure that it is aligned with what we want and not what we fear. Remember, your thoughts command your energy, and your energy commands your body. Transformation will happen for you when you align your beliefs, your energy, and your behavior with your body's natural laws. Stop forcing it and start flowing and aligning with it. Stop punishing your body and start partnering with it. The more you understand the laws, the more effortless your results will become. Remember, you don't chase results. You align with the laws that create them. And remember this, you are not failing. You are just out of sync. And the beautiful thing about laws is they never stop working. And you can realign at any time. These laws, they were designed to protect you, not punish you. That's a new belief you need to take on. And once you learn them, your body will start working with you again. I truly, truly hope that this opened up a new level of awareness for you like it did for me. You know, it just really, our transformation happens when we have clarity and awareness on somewhere where we felt confused before. So my hope is that this really opened up your awareness to maybe what's not working in your life, or maybe truly where you are struggling, and to learn that your body will give you what you want when you give your body what it needs. I'll say that again. Your body will give you what you want when you give your body what it needs and you get in alignment with these laws. What is your goal? Now, are you in alignment with that law of what that goal states? Okay? That's really important to understand. Now, ladies, if this episode spoke to you in any way, which I hope that it did, everything we talked about today is exactly what I teach inside the Fit Club, especially in our nutrition school. Everything you will learn teaches you the natural laws of energy balance, right? The natural laws of nutrition, so you can create lasting results. Everything is in the show notes, all the links. You get a 7-day free trial to the app, which means you get to test out, you get to actually see if what I'm teaching is true, and it is, and I know that you're going to want to stay. I'm here for you 100% of the way. Lastly, I want to say, if this episode hit home, if you value this podcast at all, it would mean the world to me if you'd go to the homepage, you would scroll to the bottom, hit those 5 stars, leave a quick little review, and share this with 3 friends you know would impact their heart and their mind, or just share it in your stories, and make sure you tag me so that I will give you a shout out on my social media. And I know that like what I'm speaking is hitting your heart and your mind. And together, you'll help me reach more women who are ready to stop chasing results and start aligning with what actually really works. Because let me finish by saying this: you are not out of shape. You are just out of sync. And once you realign, your results will not be able to ignore you. That's it. That's all. I love you all. Until next time, bye for now.